anyway, I'm actually a graduate of University of Pennsylvania Systems Engineering program. So I lived here from 1993 to 1998, and I see what's going on in Pennsylvania, and we're fearful of the same thing happening in New York State where I am now, in Ithaca, New York. So my work is in energy systems, and I've also written a textbook on energy systems. So I've become familiar with renewable energy and also gas-powered energy. And lastly, I'm a resident of the Eco-Village at Ithaca community in Ithaca, and we have 60 households, and among other things, we actually get about 60% of our electricity from solar photovoltaics. So that's one example. And we just signed on to a database of landowners in New York State who are opposed to fracking. Right, so yeah, I want to, because a lot of my work is about climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. I'm going to speak to that and why gas in general, and actually shale gas in particular, is not a good solution, but renewables and efficiency are a good solution. I'll say right at the outset, it's not easy. It definitely costs more in the short run, but it takes time. But some things that are challenging are really worth doing. This is definitely one of them. So the problem with shale gas, and actually the whole gas industry, is that right now our greenhouse gas, well, specifically CO2 emissions, are so high in the United States that even if we replaced all the oil and all the coal that we use with using gas instead, and that's sometimes what I hear, it's almost like that's the direction the gas industry wants to go. You'd reduce CO2 some, but there would be so much left that it would just be not nearly sustainable. So the other problem is that when you flood the market with cheap gas, that discourages investments not only in renewable energy, but also in just making whatever your gas usage is more efficient, because the investment won't pay for itself. So the solution is, that I see, and I'm really quite excited about this, is that instead we can ramp up our investment in renewable energy. It's already started, especially like if you look at solar, photovoltaics, and wind turbines. It's growing. And at the same time, ramp up our investment in all the different ways we use energy, use them more efficiently. And so that means that like every time we're like phasing out gas, that's going to be replaced by a mixture of using less energy in general and also using more renewables. And to give you a specific example, in 2009, it was like the bottom of the economic fallout. That was the year that the U.S. installed the most wind turbines that we've installed so far, 10 gigawatts of wind energy, which is about 5,000 big wind turbines all over the country. Now, since then, thanks, in fact, partly to gas prices going low, it's actually gone down from there. But if we make it a priority, we could be installing 20 gigawatts or 30 gigawatts of wind energy a year, and that over 20 to 25 years would really phase out a big chunk of our fossil fuel-fired electricity generation. So some other advantages of renewables are, once you invest in them, they're very consistent from year to year. Whether it's wind or solar, they produce almost the same amount from year to year, so that means the price you're paying for that energy is very predictable. Unlike with fossil fuels where not only gas but also oil prices are all over the place. And they create a lot of jobs as well. Right now you might not see the jobs being created, but that's because so far the investment in renewable energy is relatively low. If we go in the direction I'm talking about, where you're really scaling up that investment in renewables, that's just going to create a lot of jobs. Not only for people who are already in the industry, but potentially the same skills that you have in the gas industry, all the different trades, the welders, electricians, plumbing, all that kind of stuff. With retraining, those people can move over into renewables. And lastly, we're never going to be dependent on foreign renewable energy sources, right? Because we have so much renewable energy in nature right here in the United States. We would develop it all domestically. And there's basically no such thing as like shipping renewable energy halfway around the world like there is with fossil fuels. So thank you.